Okay, great. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but not yet good night. It's a pleasure to have you all here. What we're going to be talking about now is the BTC, the Bitcoin, the popular cryptocurrency. As we all know, the Bitcoin has been, will I say, has been on steroids, has been on drugs basically this year, especially from I believe March period, where it has been surging higher and higher and higher. Right now, from the higher time frame, we're going to start from the higher time frame and then we'll drop down. From the higher time frame of the monthly, we can clearly see that the market now is retesting these highs from 2017, right? And as testing these levels here, of course, it has all been as a result of the USD weakness, especially from November 3rd, from the election period, where Joe Biden won, Donald Trump didn't accept, and all, and then we saw the USD drop, and it's still dropping up to now. That has obviously been helping the crypto Bitcoin to appreciate. Also, for a few months ago, we had the announcement from PayPal talking about introducing Bitcoin as the digital asset that they will be using for deposits and withdrawals as well, which was very big for information on this crypto. Now, clearly, we can see that price now, it seems to even be breaking out of these highs from 2017. From 2017, of course, we had the retest here of about 19,400 levels here. And of course, as we're having this retest, it seems to be breaking out here. And of course, a lot is still happening here. If you look very well, this is just from the monthly time frame. And then from this monthly time frame, we can of course cross over to the weekly. That gives us a bit of clearer idea of what's happening this week. If you look very well, this is the weekly time frame. So this is the candle for this week, and you can see that it started on a bullish note, and then this candle seems to be breaking out. But we are not going to conclude yet that this candle is going to break or is going to stay. We're going to wait for the candle to close, and that means that we still have to wait till Friday, because it's very possible for even us to have like a bearish pin bar or a bearish hammer. I'm sure you should know that popular candle that a lot of traders normally use and of course know. And then if we drop down to the daily time frame, it's always good to analyze a particular currency, maybe like a drop down approach. We are looking at different angles, different time frames. Different time frames will give us different angles of that same instrument. Now, looking at it from the daily time frame, I like what I can see over here. From the daily time frame, of course, earlier we had a bullish run, and then it broke out from this area of resistance much earlier. When it broke out here, it came back to retest, and then it held. If you were paying attention to this crypto, this was a place for you to start to buy. And then when you had your buy here, you'd have of course gotten out at the 2017 highs, which would have given you a whole lot. And of course, the risk to reward ratio would have been absolutely beautiful over here. Now, looking at what we have further, you notice that this is now moving in a channel. It is now moving in a channel pattern, and this channel pattern, you can see this is actually bearish, meaning that we're expecting to push higher here. And with the way it's actually moving, for the divergence convergence traders, if you're using probably your RSI or your MACDs without even putting it there, you should clearly be able to see that we should have convergence here, and we should be expecting a retracement. It could be a full retracement to test this other diagonal trend line here and probably push higher some more, or to test breakout, use that same angle as a form of new resistance, and then push further down. This is the apologies, I forgot, it's actually a new month. I was about to say we're approaching the end of the year. Happy new month, sorry. So I said that at the very beginning. Okay, that aside. So now we are approaching the end of the year. 2021 obviously is going to be very, very interesting for this crypto. Why? Because more people are paying more attention to the cryptocurrency Bitcoin, and then they want to jump in and of course want to have a piece of this as well. So that means that come next year we should have more liquidity. Volatility too should also increase, obviously, and then we should have the market move accordingly. More people are embracing the cryptos as well all over the world, so that is also a plus for the digital assets as well. So this is what we have over here based on this daily time frame, and of course you can also see this on the 4 hours time frame, and then on the hourly time frame we can see a gap. The market opened Sunday by 11 p.m. with a gap, and of course whenever we have gap we always try to close that gap. What does that mean? That means that we have sellers in this market that have been launching sell positions here, that might have even been loading some more in order to take this market down. Of course, you should know that before you start to load against the gap, you must have a good enough area to start entering the market, just in case it continues to push higher and then you continue to bleed your account. And that means that if you're going to be doing this, you must have deep pockets as well, right? So this is what we have over here based on the gap. So this is just showing from another angle that we have traders on this time frame trying to short the Bitcoin. Remember last week we had this drop over here, and of course it got to an area of demand, and that's where I was able to push. But this time around it pushed in a very volatile manner with the gap. So we then have traders trying to sell this. And don't forget, on the higher time frame that we just showed you now, we had the channel here where people are looking forward to selling in this area. So it still boils down, it also corresponds with the gap that we have here. On the lower time frame for scalpers, we don't have anything much, as it's showing market moving sideways. So based on this analysis that we've done as a top-down analysis from the monthly to the weekly, daily, 4 hours, hourly, and then the 5-minute time frame, you should have a fairly good understanding of what you want to do, right? You can decide to use one time frame and stick to that time frame, or you could decide to combine time frames together and of course ensure that they're all in the same direction for you. So this is just a quick one for Bitcoin, for us to properly look into this. And of course, going into next year is absolutely going to be interesting. We could have the market do a break, a bounce from here, or do a breakout, use that area to retest and then push higher. I can see, and I've been reading people calling for $25,000 marker on the Bitcoin. Let's see how next year goes. For me, 2021 is going to be awesome because of course we have a clearer direction now, and of course things are happening in the world with the vaccine from Pfizer and the rest of them, and of course we hope that everything goes well and then we're able to curb the coronavirus, and of course we also pay attention to other things. But we're here to talk about Bitcoin strictly, so I will digress for now. Okay, great. So thank you everybody for paying attention. If you have questions, feel free to ask. We'll do more videos updating on what's happening with the Bitcoin. Did it bounce or did it break? If it did, we wait for the retracement, where we look for an area in this area. We look for an entry in this area. Sorry for my English. Look for an entry in this area for it to push higher. With that said, thank you everybody. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll catch up at a much later time. Now I can now say good night to you. Enjoy, goodbye, and thank you.